And welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustler. This is Joe Justice. I'm here with Josh. Josh, buddy, tell me, what's your hustle?
Well, we are an IT managed service provider, and what we're all about is helping small businesses. So it's that little guy that needs technology help. That's what our hustle is.
Well, there's a lot of people that need technology help. Technology isn't going anywhere, is it?
Not anytime soon.
Tell me a little bit about what kind of technology challenges do people run into nowadays? Things have changed so much over the last 20, 30 years. What's the big challenge today?
In some ways, it's different every day, but in other ways, it's just those problems keep happening in different forms. You'll have people who have that printer that's broken, or they can't get to that website, or they need to process someone's order. Those things have just kind of shifted shape as the technology changes. So we try to come alongside and just help their business run more smoothly.
Great. And speaking of technology, we are here at UC, and we are getting ready for the Raspberry Jam that's going to be coming up on March 15th. It's going to be right here at the Innovation Lab here. We were speaking a little earlier with Brett White, who's putting it on, and you actually attended last year. We thought it would be great to get some perspective from an attendee. What was the Raspberry Jam like?
I thought it was just an amazing gathering of like-minded people. There were all these young people that have budding careers in technology from all walks. I mean, computer science or mechanical engineering, so many things where they have this opportunity to see the products of what those things could be, and also just little steps of practically how they could get into it. So.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier with Brett, and he told us a little bit about the Raspberry Jam, and the name comes from the Raspberry Pi, which is a computer. But there's a little bit more to the event than just learning about the Raspberry Pi, right?
Absolutely. There's everything from, Raspberry Pis and those control systems to like showcasing things from Brett's students, projects that they had worked on, 3D printing, even some gaming consoles were there. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone.
He was showing us some of the cool things that they have they're going to be giving away a 3D printer. They're going to be giving away some makey-makeys, some Raspberry Pis, and some other things. Now, let me ask you this. When you were young, when you were a kid, would you have found some of that stuff really cool?
Absolutely. I mean, I've got the soldering scars to prove it. There's so many things in that room during the event that just, as a teenager, I couldn't get enough of, so.
What do you think, how do you feel with kids nowadays? And you brought your kids, so did they enjoy it? Do they have a lot more opportunity than we had when we were a little bit young with some of the newer stuff that's coming out?
Absolutely. I knew that they would be interested, but it was really great to see just how interested they were in seeing those lights come on with some of the little workshops that Raspberry Pis had for like turning on a light or any of these things that help them. And the opportunities are so amazing to see. Like, we're talking about technology changing every day, but just the resources at their fingertips are just staggering. So
it's very, very cool with the Raspberry Jam. What they'll have is a series of modules, and I think Brett refers to them as classes, where you can put different things together. You can build things that he's also has his students that have all kinds of things on display. Now, do you think that this is a great thing to do if you have children, especially elementary and middle school and high school age children? Would this be a good event to bring them to?
Absolutely. You really can't start too young. Anyone who just loves to see how things work, if you've got a kid who is the one that's handing you that screwdriver as you're working on your house, you need to bring them to this event.
And as we're kind of wrapping up here, Josh, I would like to talk to you a little bit about what was it like when you were younger coming up. I know, computers and everything have changed, but some of the technology that you see at the Raspberry Pi, from the embedded systems all the way up to the Pis themselves, how is that different than the kind of computers and the electronics that you had when you were growing up?
Wow, where to begin? I mean, everything is so different. We're talking about the difference in resources. Like something like a Raspberry Pi would have been just black magic back in the day. You had to create all that yourself. It would have been yay big just to have something that would do some of the same functions. So it's really amazing to see how much more available these things are for young people. You used to have to go to the library and read for hours, and then maybe you'd figure it out, and it just is not the case.
And that's actually why they're using some of these types of computers, these super small computers like the Raspberry Pi, and like robotics and in embedded systems and some other things, because they just do stuff that would have been gigantic back when we were young, right?
Absolutely. It's great to see, and it really does put the tools in the hands of more young people and lowers those barriers for them to get into those professions and see the payoff of what cool things they could do sooner.
Even if you're in the IT industry, you still have some stuff you can learn, right?
If you're not learning in IT, then I would assert that you're not really an IT person, or there's something wrong.
That's right.
So.
That's right. All right, Josh, thank you so much for joining us here today. And I want to remind everybody that is March 15th. It's on a Saturday. I will put in the description a link so that you can sign up and register to attend. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's the Raspberry Jam right here at the University of Charleston. And it's perfect for kids of any ages, even adults. You'll have a lot of fun here, so I encourage you very much to come. And this is Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, reminding you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.